In today's session, let us discuss about spinal cord and reflex action. Spinal cord, it is other major region of central nervous system other than brain. It is the white cord which starts from the base of the brain throughout the backbone. So backbone gives protection to the spinal cord which proceeds from the medulla oblongata of the brain. It consists of outer white matter and inner grey matter with central canal which is called spinal neurocele. It is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. The central canal connects with ventricles of the brain which is also filled with cerebrospinal fluid. The white matter is made up of myelinated nerve fibers running up and down the spinal cord, delivering and receiving various stimuli, various information to and from the brain. So spinal cord acts as link between brain and the nerves throughout the body. So here, if you see, this is the inner grey matter which is butterfly shaped, and this is the outer matter, and this is the central canal which will be continued. The fourth ventricle will be continued as the central neurocele of the spinal cord. It is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Coming to the functions of the spinal cord, there are two functions. Spinal cord connects peripheral nervous system to brain. The information reaching through the sensory neurons will be transmitted up to the brain by the interneurons, by a set of interneurons. Those informations will be compared and appropriate action will be dictated in the brain. Then the information travels downward. The impulses will travel downward the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord by motor neurons it will be transmitted to the target organ. So first the information reaching through the sensory neurons to the spinal cord, then it is transmitted up to the brain by a set of interneurons. There the information is assessed and appropriate action will be taken by the brain. Then another set of interneuron will carry those impulses to the spinal cord, and by motor neurons of the spinal cord that is transmitted to the target organ. Second function is it acts as minor coordinating center itself. In case of reflex actions, simple reflex responses will be done through the withdrawal reflex, which is the sole action of the spinal cord without the involvement of the brain. Suppose if you take the knee jerk reflex, it is the example for reflex action. The knee jerk is involuntary sudden response. If we strike a knee with hammer, then what happens? Suddenly stimulus will be created at the patella. Patella has tendon of quadriceps muscle of the thigh. It stimulates impulses in the afferent neurons or sensory neurons that will be carrying the information or the stimulus to the spinal cord through dorsal root ganglia. And these afferent neurons will be synapsed with the interneurons in spinal cord, which connect, these interneurons connect the afferent neurons and efferent neurons. So the interneurons will have synapse with the axon terminals of the afferent neuron on one side, and also form synapse with dendrites of the efferent neuron on other side. These interneurons have stimulatory effect or inhibitory effect depending upon the response. When the synapse with the motor neurons reaching quadriceps, it releases stimulatory neurotransmitter. When it synapses with the motor neurons of hamstrings of thigh, it releases inhibitory neurotransmitter. In case of knee jerk, contraction of quadriceps will be stimulated because that part has to be contracted, and the inhibition of the hamstrings muscle must be contraction of the hamstrings muscle must take place because they have to be stretched. So in this way, reflex action will be taking place, which involves receptor, efferent neuron, and next interneuron, motor neuron, and effector organ. So this is about the spinal cord and reflex action. Their reflex actions are sudden involuntary actions which saves from harmful effects of the stimulus. They save us from harmful effect of the stimulus. So here next coming to the peripheral nervous system, which includes somatic and autonomic nervous system. They involve cranial nerves which arise from brain and spinal nerves which arise from spinal cord. Coming to the cranial nerves, there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. They leave through the foramen present in the cranium and they innervate the head region. Coming to the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, the first nerve is olfactory. It arises from the olfactory lobe and it will be supplied to the olfactory epithelium, and that is sensory in nature. Its function is to smell. Second cranial nerve is optic nerve. Arises from optic lobe, supplied to the retina of the eye. It is sensory in nature. Function is sight or vision. Third is oculomotor. Arises from midbrain, distributed to eye and four muscles of the eyeball. It's motor in its nature because it is the reason for the movements. It controls the movements of the eyeball, lens and eyelids by the information of the brain. Fourth is trochlear. It also arises from the midbrain. It is applied to eye superior oblique muscles of the eyeball. It is also motor. If the nerve is supplied to muscles, it is motor. Its function is the rotation of the eyeball. Fifth nerve is trigeminal nerve. Arises from the pons of the hindbrain, supplied to head, face, jaws and teeth. It is mixed nerve because it contains both sensory and motor fibers. Sensory fiber is supplied to forehead, teeth and nose. Motor fiber is for the movement of the tongue, jaw muscles for chewing. Coming to the sixth one, abducens nerve, which also arises from the pons, external rectus muscles of the eyeball, supplying to the external rectus muscles of the eyeball, and it is also motor. It is for the rotation of the eyeball. Next, eighth nerve is auditory or vestibulocochlear. It arises from the pons. It supplies to the organ of carta in cochlea. It is sensory in nature. It is for hearing and equilibrium of the body. And seventh one is facial. Arises from the pons of the hindbrain. It is supplied to anterior two-thirds of the tongue and muscles of face, neck and chewing. It is mixed nerve because it contains both sensory and motor fibers. Sensory nerve is for taste and motor nerve is for facial expression, chewing, neck movements, etc. Coming to the ninth cranial nerve, which is called glossopharyngeal nerve, arises from the side of the medulla, supplied to the posterior one-third of the tongue, pharynx, muscles of the pharynx. It is also mixed nerve, contains sensory fibers and motor fibers. It's for taste and touch and also for the movements of the pharynx. And the 10th nerve is vagus nerve, pneumogastric nerve, arises from the side of the medulla, supplied to the muscles of the pharynx, vocal cords, and important visual organs, lungs, heart, and also esophagus, stomach and intestine. It is mixed nerve, so because it contains sensory and motor fibers for vocal cords, lungs, respiratory function, peristaltic movement, speech, slowing heartbeat, etc. are controlled by this nerve. Ninth nerve is spinal accessory nerve, which arises from the side of the medulla, supplied to muscles of palate, larynx, vocal cords, neck and shoulder. It's motor in nature. Muscles of the pharynx supplied to the muscles of the pharynx, larynx, neck and shoulder movements. The last one is hypoglossal nerve, arises from the side of the medulla, supplied to the muscles of the tongue and neck. It's motor in nature. Movements of tongue are under the control of this hypoglossal nerve. Thanks.